Welcome to Grandfather Mountain. Today we gather not only to look back on the events of September 27, 2024, and I admit it's hard for a lot of us that were here and endured it. But we also want to receive an update on what's happening in the natural world and the related fields of study. We are so excited to have our WCNC Chief Meteorologist, Brad Penovich. We also have geologist Phil Prince with us tonight. We also have Marquette Crockett with us as well. And of course, after our discussion tonight, we also have another special guest with us tonight, Mr. Ben Cosgrove in the back of the room. And Ben will be sharing with us a nature-inspired concert by a composition that he produced being inspired at Grandfather Mountain. So it is now my pleasure to introduce Brad Penovich to provide us with a meteorologist's account of Hurricane Helene.
And so we've learned some lessons from Helene that I'll get into and talk a little bit about. And this was a unique storm for this communication. And we'll talk about the impacts. Our radar showing, and focus on western North Carolina. Look at all that rain falling for days and days.
From a geologic standpoint, and really from almost a mechanical standpoint, saturated soil does really strange things. You can imagine watering a plant, pouring water in and it keeps soaking in. Eventually, if you put enough water in that, water just starts floating at the top.
But I want to just go through some of the lessons that we learned. We are learning still from the storm as ecologists, and talk about the positive changes that we've seen and some stories of resilience that we've seen, and things that really have just kept us going at this point.
I hope that we're able to strengthen these partnerships and help the folks like Brad that are more directly communicating with a much larger group of people than anyone in the earth science community will be, to make sure folks understand some of these other hazards that are associated with storms like the ones that we had.
In Avery County, this community is closer than it's ever been, really, in all circles. People who used to not interact with each other very much are still in lockstep, either with the long-term recovery or other pieces. And I feel like it's been the same way in the natural world and in the scientific world.
In my experience, by and large, if you can get to the ears of the people on the ground who are doing the work, they want to do it well. You know, I think we all have the best intentions, and maybe that's something that's came out of the storm as well. It's just we all want to move forward positively.
His creativity and passion align perfectly with our mission and purpose of tonight's event, and we could not be happier to have him join us tonight. Ben visited Grandfather Mountain back in August to gain inspiration for a new song inspired by Grandfather that will be debuted for us tonight. First time it's been played. So please help me welcome Ben Cosgrove.
Just as I was coming in, is that the sight of all of the mist lifting off the hills seems so specific to this part of the world. How is that? It's just such a beautiful image. It kept happening over and over again the whole time I was here, even when it wasn't rain. And I was also just thinking about the folks at the event we're at tonight, and in light of that, there was something kind of beautiful to me about all of this water going up instead of down. So I wrote this.